Hi, I'm Dr. Scott St. Amour.
And I'm Dr. George Rogu from RBK Pediatrics, primary care when you want it, urgent care when you need it.
So we made this video for you guys in anticipation of coming into the office with your 11-year-old for their well visit this year. We just kind of wanted to discuss what to expect when you come on in so that there are no surprises. We're going to spend some time catching up with everything that's been going on over the past year, everything at school, work, with the friends, anything medical that's gone on over the past year. We want to make sure we're as up to date as possible with your kiddos. We'll answer any questions that you have. It's what we're here for, so come armed. The growth curves are still by far the most important thing we look at these visits, making sure your kiddos are growing and gaining weight like we would expect them to. We review all of the development, we review all of the academics, what's going on at school, and we do a nice full physical exam and make sure we're not missing anything. And then, of course, we review vaccines. So when we start talking about guiding your 11-year-old to be as healthy as they can possibly be, we start with talking about the physical health. What kind of stuff do you like to talk about with them at this age, Dr. Rogu?
At this age, they're 11 years old. They're more competitive. They're bigger bodies. They're stronger bodies. Physical activity is by far the most important thing that an 11-year-old should be doing. They should be riding a bicycle, playing team sports, or having active play. Sitting around on video games is not active play. You should help these children to develop endurance and strength and coordination, flexibility. And this is all done through team sports such as soccer, baseball, basketball. And in Long Island, it's a very sporty community. Every other child plays on some team. But it's sad to see when you've seen a lot of these children these days when all they're doing is playing FIFA soccer.
Yeah. And this is the age too where the school sports start to become available for the kids too. The
Yes.
biggest reason that kids don't want to go for the school sports is that they don't feel confident enough to do it. They don't think they're good enough or strong enough, or they don't think they can get better at it. The only way to build that confidence in the kiddos is to show them that they can do it, that they can get better, that they can have fun doing it. And that involves just tossing them in, having them make the friends and do it. So keep encouraging in that activity. We're huge fans of it. The other half of physical health is our nutrition, what we're eating. The kids' favorite foods at this age is the chicken fingers, the French fries, all of the horrible foods for us. It's important that we keep good habits going with the kids by doing it for them and showing them, giving them the healthy foods, the well-balanced meals with the lean proteins, very low fat, giving them low carbohydrates, encouraging the fruits and the vegetables, avoiding the sugary drinks like the sodas and the juices. And promoting healthy portion sizes. Remember, kids only need one plate of food. We don't need second or third helpings. Way too many calories for the kids. The last part about healthy development for the kids is sleep. What kind of advice do you like to give them for the sleep?
Well, children are 11. They need sleep in order to grow. They need about 9 to 12 hours of sleep per night. And sleep really should be consistent. They should go to bed round about the same time every day. They should wake up round about the same time every day to go to school. And very, very important is to make it a quiet room. That means take out the video games, take out the TV, the video games, the computers, the iPhones, because I assure you, if you leave these things in the room while you may be thinking that the children are sleeping, I promise you they are not.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
And they're scrolling all night long, and you wonder why they can't wake up to go to school. And then the cycle gets worse. They can't go to bed. They can't sleep. They don't sleep. They can't wake up. They go to school. They're tired. They come back, and the whole thing just spins around.
Right? They don't remember anything. They do poorly in school, which makes them want to study and do well in school even less. It all just kind of snowballs. Yeah. I agree with you 100%. The safety is another big important thing to talk about with the kids at this age. Is they're getting older now and they're about to be real teenagers, going out, being independent and doing things on their own. The most important thing that we can do is make sure that we're setting them up to stay safe when they're out and doing this stuff on their own. That means reviewing all of the safety stuff, wearing their seatbelts, wearing their helmets, following the traffic rules, not crossing the street in the middle of the street. The internet can be a very dangerous place for the kids. It's very important to make sure that even at this age, we're keeping on all of the content blockers and the filters and all of that stuff. There are very bad people online, and the kids don't understand why that's bad for them. So we do have to stay on top of them and make sure we're keeping them safe. It's also important to make sure that we review the emergency preparedness with the kiddos. Effectively, what to do when they don't know what to do. How to call 911, the police, the doctor, the fire department. Very important for the kids at this age. As far as the social development for the kids, Dr. Rogu, how do you like to give advice for this?
Well, we have to help support their development by supporting empathy towards others and respect towards others. Children should respect other children. They should, you hear about children that say things or send pictures to a whole bunch of other kids about some child in school. It ends up in bullying and cyberbullying. So the children should learn that words hurt sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And now with the internet, pictures hurt even more. And I've had cases where the children, somebody takes a picture or says something about a child and sends it to 20 other kids, and then they go to school and everybody points fingers at that child. And this is called cyberbullying, and it's a real thing. So definitely
terrible.
try to tell them not to do that. And self-resilience and problem solving is very, very important. Children need to figure things out. Too many parents are figuring things out for the children, either because they feel that they have to do it, or they don't have time, so they want to do it fast. But let the child figure out how to do things, because as
very important.
They're not if they can't figure it out as a child, when they become an adult, they're not going to be able to do it at all.
Exactly.
They should become little resolver of problems.
Mm-hmm. At this age, we still recommend dental visits every 6 months for the kiddos. Make sure they're brushing those teeth twice a day, every day. The teenagers or the kids at this age get rebellious, so just stay on top of them. Nobody likes getting drilled at the dentist, and that's what's going to happen if they don't brush their teeth. So keep that going. We want to continue to encourage the behavioral things that we want the kids to do. We want them reading and doing art and music and sports. We want them solving puzzles, playing games. We don't want them just vegging out on the couch all day long doing nothing. So like everything Dr. Rogu just talked about, is we want to encourage all of those behaviors and all of those things in the kids, so to make sure we set them up for success as they get older. It's important too at this age to start talking to the kids about substance abuse. They're going to be seeing the older kids and stuff like that. And at this age, they don't know what's good and what's bad. They don't know what role models to follow and what role models not to. So it's important to review that stuff with them and make sure that that they know what you want and what you expect of them.
Yeah. Many times I'll ask these children, so tell me, in your school, do you know of anybody, not your friends, of course, that does any vaping? And the kids all say, yes, it's all over the place, in the bathrooms. And the parents sometimes are amazed at this. They think that it doesn't happen, but it happens in every school. What doesn't happen in the school these days is cigarette smoking. That's something that just does not happen anymore.
Yeah.
It used to be cigarette smoking, but now that has been replaced with vaping. And as the children get older, it gets, you start adding drugs and alcohol and, other high-risk behaviors.
Mm-hmm. 100%. The screen time, one of our favorite topics here. We still do not want the kids just sitting on the couch, sitting in their room, sitting in bed, just mindlessly scrolling through social media and the internet and YouTube and stuff like that. That rots their brains. We want them growing up strong and smart and happy and healthy. So 2 hours a day of the screens, and that's it. Kick them outside, get them running around, riding their bikes, reading actual books, something educational and something beneficial for them. How do you like to give advice for families to spend time together?
Well, I think the best place to start is family dinners. We've seemed to have lost sight of that because everybody's so busy. Children eat, and the parent eats, and the dad eats, and mom eats at different times. We should try to, 6 o'clock is dinner time. Everybody sits and eats. If little Johnny's hungry earlier, he waits until 6 o'clock when the parents come home from work. I think that's very, very important. We should also try to sit with the children to do their homework. Don't do the homework for them, but let them figure it out. And, do activities, family activities, take them out in the backyard and play sports and do something together.
Yeah. Remember, kids respond best to positivity. So continue to give them compliments and encourage them to do this stuff.
Yep.
Vaccines. Oh, this is a big age for one of the most important vaccines, meningitis. We actually see meningitis out in the community. Can you tell us a little bit about that, Dr. Rogo?
Meningitis vaccine is given when the child turns 11 and then once again at 16. It should be given. It prevents a serious bacterial disease that often kills.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of those vaccines that you cannot pass go. You cannot go to school without it. And it is a very, very good vaccine, because this is an illness that, unless it's caught early in its progression, it could be life-threatening.
Yeah, this one continues to save lives every day.
Yeah. And the HPV vaccine, the Gardasil, the human papillomavirus, it prevents a virus that's been associated with different types of cancers: cervical cancer, penile cancer, head and neck cancers. It's been around for a very, very long time. I think most of my career, like 20
Yeah, we
plus
started using
years,
this regularly, like
22.
early 2000s. Yeah.
Yet there's still some, there's still some apprehension about it, because it has been associated with sexual activity. So parents don't want to hear that. But you're giving it to prevent the virus that causes different types of cancers.
Right.
Simple
The
as
vaccine
that.
itself has nothing to do with sexual activity. It doesn't mean your kiddos are having sexual activity or anything like that. All this does is protect them from a specific virus that we know causes cancer.
Yeah.
And we do not know all of the different ways that this virus gets around. So we know a couple of ways, and sexual activity is one of them. But there are other ways it gets around, and this provides great protection and prevents cancer. This is our first anti-cancer vaccine. We're very proud of this one.
Yeah.
It's very, very safe too. We've been using it for over 20 years now. So we do have the long-term data and everything on it. We do highly recommend it. If the kiddos start this vaccine series before they're 15 years old, they only need 2 doses of it. If they start it after they turn 15, they need 3 doses of it.
And why is that?
It's a matter of how the vaccine works. But the earlier we get the vaccine into the kids, the more sure that we can be that we're getting the vaccine in before they've come into contact with the virus. And that's the important part. And that's why we try to get it in at 11 years old, before they're at the big risk of actually contracting it.
Yeah. The recommendation, however, it is to start it at 9. But the uptake on this is a little bit difficult for parents. So I usually start talking to the parents at around 9 about the vaccine, tell them that it is out there. And then next year we will, be talking to you about it again. We can start it. And if you don't get it, you definitely should get it by 11.
Yeah.
And a seasonal flu vaccine, of course. Forgot about that one.
Yep. We highly recommend the seasonal flu vaccine. Studies have shown that every year we get it, it makes all the previous flu vaccines we've gotten more effective, and it will make future flu vaccines we haven't gotten yet more effective as well. It is safe and it's effective. Nobody likes the flu.
Yes.
So thank you guys for spending a little bit of time with us here. Hopefully you have a better idea of what to expect when you come on in. We're not going to see you guys again for another whole year. But remember, we are always around anytime you need anything. We are primary care when you want it. We are urgent care when you need it. We're on 24/7. Call us for whatever you need. Thank you, and we'll see you guys when you come on in.